Alright, so now it's After Effects time. You know, what we've all been waiting for, right? So what we're going to do is do the DVD menu first, and then we're going to do the actual slideshow. And this will kind of get us in the routine of how to replace the photos. So for this video tutorial, I'm actually going to work with the standard definition slideshow. So I'm going to pick Wedding Slideshow version 2 SD, standard definition. And I'm going to choose the second one, the Wedding Slideshow menu, 720 by 480. Double click on that. And it's going to open up After Effects here and open up our project. So we'll let After Effects think for a second. And basically there's going to be two things that we want to edit inside of this composition. The first being the photos that make up each picture. We obviously don't want a black photo. And second of all, the text that makes up this writing. So if we, on our timeline here, let's go to about 2 seconds. And let's adjust this text. Now you'll notice inside the composition that there are a bunch of layers here, 16 in this menu. Now notice that some of these layers are locked. They have this lock next to them. Those are ones that you don't want to touch. Those are set unless you're advanced in After Effects. Keep those locked. Now the ones that are not locked are the ones that we do want to change. So let's go ahead and do that. First of all, this wedding slideshow, to change that, all you have to do is hit the text tool, and you can type in whatever you would like. You can say my wedding, something, whatever you would like in there. And then we could do the date. You can come in here, same principle. You could change it from the 9th to the 10th. I don't know. And then finally, where it says DVD menu, we can change that here, and we can title that whatever you want. You know, you can have some subtitle going on there. And that's it, and that's going to maintain itself throughout the composition. So now that that's done, all we need to do is replace the photos. So if we go to about 8 seconds here, right where we want to be, what we do at this point is we want to replace these pictures. So what we're going to do is hop back into Photoshop here, and we need to locate the pictures that we want to use. So here I have my pictures. You see they're numbered odd, you know, just random pictures that I selected. But you notice I do have it organized, and that's what I mentioned in the last tutorial. Hopefully you got those all set and ready to go. And take note where you place these. Okay, so I have mine in a current location, and just take note of where that is, because we're going to need that information. So inside of Photoshop, go to File, Automate, Batch. Make sure we set the play settings as Wedding Template and the action to 3D Photo. The source we want as a folder, and we want to choose the folder where you placed your pictures. So the pictures that you want in there in your final product, that's what you want to reference to. So I saved mine in My Pictures, DVD menu, and I'm going to hit OK. And I put 4 pictures in there. And then in the destination, I also want to choose a folder. And in here, this is important, you want to choose your Wedding Slideshow version 2 folder, Resources, DVD menu and then DVD underscore pictures 4. Okay, and make sure that folder is selected. That is extremely important. If not, the pictures will not be placed in properly. Okay, and then let's go ahead and hit OK. And then for our file naming, what we want to do is in this first box, we want to type something very specific. We want DVD in all capital letters, underscore, and then menu, capital M, lowercase ENU, then another underscore, and then in this second box we want to choose 1-digit serial number. Okay, so 1-digit serial number. And then in the third box we want extension. Alright, and then on errors we can say stop for errors, so it'll warn us if it comes across any errors. And then we want to go ahead and hit OK. Now notice it takes the pictures that I chose, runs through an action, and then it saves that. Okay, so I'll let it run through these 4 pictures real quick here, and boom, it's done. Now we go back to After Effects. We don't notice any changes. Okay, but what we can do is either save our project and then reopen it in After Effects, or we can come over here to the footage, DVD menu, pictures, and we can select these, right click on it and say reload footage, and it reloads all of our pictures and they are now ready to go. And that is it. We can see that we have edited this menu, and if we scrub through it, you know, you have my wedding, your subtitle, it kind of flips up there, your pictures come in, you have the play button come in, and then once you hit play, you'll see that that disappears and your video is going to start. So that's it for editing it, but we need to do one more thing when rendering this out. We actually have to render it out in 2 separate parts. Okay? We need to render out from 1 to 14 seconds. Okay? From 1 second to 14 seconds. So we zoom in here to 14 seconds. We're going to take our comp and we're going to place it right there at 14 seconds. Okay? And then we need to render this out. So we're going to go to Composition, Add to Render Queue, and then we want to make some adjustments. Now, if this is for a DVD, we want best settings. That one's okay. And then in the output module, we need to make some changes for a DVD. See, we don't want video for Windows or whatever your default is. We want MPEG-2-DVD. Now, if you're using the HD resolution and you're planning on burning it on a Blu-ray, make sure you use MPEG-2 Blu-ray. But for this example, we're going to do MPEG-2 DVD. Okay, and we select that, and we want video output. We also want audio output, which reminds me, if you have music that you want in your menu, you're going to want to place that in before you render it out. So, but if you have audio, check this audio output. Then go to the format options, and we're going to make some adjustments to this. So the quality, you want to jam that up. 5 is normally good, so set that up to 5. Frame rate, you can leave that the same. Widescreen is the default, and then the bitrate 6 is okay. You want 6, 6.5. That's typically a decent amount of bitrate. Then go ahead and hit OK, and then OK. Remember, if you want audio, check that here, and OK, and then go ahead and hit render, and you're going to let that render on through. And make sure to also set your file name. You can do that here. Save it somewhere you're going to know. Put all your renders, maybe make a folder entitled renders, and title this menu. And that's it. And then if we go back to the menu, what we're going to do is then render out that second portion of the menu, and this is going to blend seamlessly with the video, which is really nice. So if we zoom in here, we can move our work area to that portion. So let's do that. So if I move it in there close, zoom in, okay, let's get it right on 14. We want these to blend well. And then we go to the end, very good. And then we're going to also add this to the render queue, add to render queue. Best settings, we're going to change our lossless here to, again, MPEG 2 DVD, format options, custom 5, 6, OK, audio output, OK, and then we want to entitle this intro, and go ahead and hit save, and then click render, and render that out. So once we have those two renders finished, we can now move on to rendering out the slideshow. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll do that in the next tutorial.